A 9-year-old girl was raped and murdered in India. Her death is part of a bigger problem facing Dalit women. Their work usually involves a secret fact-finding mission at the village where a survivor lives in order to help her build a case, says Rekha, an activist aged 24. There is an element of fear, says Rekha. The perpetrators also live in that village, or nearby. But working in a group helps, she says. These women are from the Dalit community, officially also known as Scheduled Caste, traditionally positioned on the bottom rung of an ancient, hierarchical structure that can confine Indians to a particular trade, choice of marital partner and whom they mix with from the moment they are born. Sexual violence and rape against Dalit women and girls have been brought into sharp focus, once again, after a 9-year-old girl was gang-raped and murdered in the capital of Delhi last month. 4 men, including a Hindu priest, have been charged but have not yet entered a plea. In 2012, the year of the infamous Delhi gang rape and murder of a student on a moving bus, there were almost 25,000 cases of reported rape in India, according to India's Ministry of Home Affairs. And 1,576 incidents of rape cases were against Dalit women. Since then, reported rapes have been on the rise, with more than 32,000 recorded in 2019. For Dalit women, the numbers have more than doubled, to 3,486 incidents. But the difficulties in reporting rape in India, especially for the Dalit community, mean that the true figures may be higher.
The activists say that Dalit women bear the brunt of widespread caste discrimination which, although outlawed, is part of the fabric of Indian life and affects their daily lives. Anushka says she was gang-raped at the age of 15 in 2012, the same year as the Dalit case, which garnered worldwide media attention and led to tougher anti-rape laws. But almost 10 years later, Anushka still hasn't seen justice. The 23-year-old, the eldest of 7 siblings, says she was attacked by a group of upper caste men with land, money, power, and a political connection. She says they demanded that she drop the case and claims her upper caste attackers paid off officials investigating her case. A 2020 report by the non-government organisation Equality Now found that sexual violence is used by dominant castes to oppress Dalit women and girls who are often denied justice because of a prevalent culture of impunity, particularly when the perpetrators are from a dominant caste. A Human Rights Watch report released in 2017 also cited cases where rape survivors from lower castes can be harassed by village leaders to drop their cases against men from higher castes. Every time I read about another case of sexual violence, I return to what happened to me. I am extremely heartbroken that nothing has changed, she says. Until every woman is safe in this country, no woman is. Dalit Women Fight reached out to her and she ended up joining the team as a frontline defender, supporting survivors of sexual violence. She asks to be referred to as a rape survivor rather than a victim, saying, "The shame is not mine." The activists often accompany survivors of sexual violence to police stations and to the hospital for medical examination, the results of which would be used as evidence in court. This support is needed because the police do not take their cases seriously, the activists say. As soon as the police officers see us, their tone changes because we are Dalit women, says Rekha. And they ask why we are accompanying the survivors when they can file their own complaint. Rekha continues this vital work despite people from her village in the northern state of Haryana questioning whether she should be raising her voice and fighting with police officers as a woman. She says, although caste discrimination is outlawed, the police force looks down on Dalit women, admits a former Director General of Uttar Pradesh Police, Vikram Singh. A 2018 report of caste and gender-based crimes by the NGO Sisters for Change, which seeks to combat violence against women and girls around the world, gave examples of cases where there was a reluctance by the Indian police to investigate crimes of sexual violence against Dalit women and girls. Rekha says medical examinations are also carried out insensitively even when accompanied by us. She cites a case where hospital staff made a child rape survivor wait for a long time and were rude to her, when the family was already overwhelmed. Impeded by the pandemic, the coronavirus pandemic posed new challenges for DWF members. Dalits have been sidelined from receiving care or even blamed for the virus. At the same time, people from marginalized backgrounds are more at risk of infection because of the manual work that they undertake. Atrocities committed against Dalit women and families have also been on the rise during the pandemic, says Rekha Singh, DWF steering committee member. The group faces problems in reporting to the police and survivors physically. While official data has yet to be released, many activists have pointed to a surge in all kinds of attacks against the Dalit community during this period. A report by the National Campaign on Dalit Human Rights claims that the term social distancing further reinforced the caste exclusion and atrocities during this difficult time. All funds were diverted to COVID relief, leaving little resource to carry out basic procedure of reporting the crime and supporting the victim, says Singh. Local public transport was shut. We couldn't reach out to the survivors since villages are distanced and cases came from different locations. We operated over the phone. But technology introduces its own problems. We are a team of Dalit women and not all of us are equipped with digital means of communication. This whole webinar *T and online meetings were an added burden, says Singh. However, only good that we see in this phase is that our women learned to use technology and attempted to grapple with new normal. Fighting challenges from within, the women are not only trying to change attitudes in society, but within their own caste too. Even today, I face a lot of negativity from my father, says Anushka, the survivor of rape. When there is an argument, comes up again and again, and a lot of victim blaming and shaming, even from our neighbours. Mahini Bala, aged 31 and based in Delhi, works for DWF as part of the leadership team. She lost her mother when she was 6 years old and was raised by her father and grandfather. She says she was scared to open her mouth in front of her father or relatives, even to ask for simple things. She says she doesn't feel Dalit women are seen as equal to men of the same caste.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.